The MiniGP classes are up next, and one rider that knows all about racing in all of the classes here at FAB is Max Cooke, who joins me now. Now, Max, last time we spoke to you at Glanigorse Park, we were just celebrating the fact that you got your place in the British Talent Cup, which is a huge prize. But since then, even more news. Just tell us what you've won now.
Yeah, so I've been selected for the Red Bull Rookies Cup, which is a huge opportunity for me. It runs alongside most of the European rounds of MotoGP, and they're all on standard KTM bikes against all the best riders in the world who are about my age. So it's just, you know, for about 4 or 5 years I've always looked up to Red Bull Rookies, always wanted to get in, and now, you know, that dream's finally come true.
And how old are you now?
I'm 14.
So 14 years of age, and this is a free ride. So just so we understand it, because I know people around the world watch these programs and they're fascinated by how we do things here in the UK and throughout Europe. So the British Talent Cup, that's a fully funded ride, right? You get the bike, I think, is it leathers and everything you get? It's all paid for?
Yeah, you get absolutely everything. You only need to pay for travel, you know, which is you know, still great. But I mean, for, you know, cost and, you know, what you get for it is just unbelievable.
And that's the British Talent Cup. And then now the Red Bull Rookies Cup, you've basically got the same sort of thing. So again, everything's supplied, you've just got to pay for the travel. So it's a hell of a season you're looking forward to in 2018, isn't it?
Yeah, I really can't wait. I mean, it'll be so much better if, you know, for my family, they can, you know, now start, it'll be a lot easier financially. And also the racing's going to be a whole lot better. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to 2018.
Okay, well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
And we wish Max Cooke all the best for his future. Meanwhile, though, it's time for the Metrokit Monsters here at Rowra. MiniGP50 from 8 years of age, these riders, and the best future talent of British motorcycle racing. The new champion, Casey O'Gorman, elected not to race here this weekend. He's already sewn up the championship, so why risk injury in the damp conditions? So the attention now turns to the battle for second position in the riders' standings, and that's between two men. That is Cory Steiner and Evan Belford. Now, Belford lines up on pole position here alongside Bailey Stewart-Campbell. His close rival, Cory Steiner, is third in the points, but lines up 9th on the grid here. Now, that's a tough position to start from, and effectively, to win that position in the standings, to become vice champion, Cory Steiner has to win the race in the hope that Evan Belford is outside the top 4. So 5th or lower, with Belford winning, Belford 5th or lower, with Cory Steiner winning, will get the job done. But that's going to be a tall order. Away we go. Belford, Stewart-Campbell, Johnson, Harris, Crosby, Cooke, and up the inside, Cory Steiner! He's absolutely storming his way through. Is that 4th?
He's through the fourth by turn 1. That is an absolute rocket start by Steiner. We know he's quick. He knows clearly what he's got to do, and that's win the race. Nothing less will do for him. He's got to hope that other things go his way.
He's still going. He's up to 3rd position. Look at that, up the inside of Mason Johnson into P3 out of Iredale's, and it's surely not going to be too long before Bailey Stewart-Campbell is fodder. Look, he's going to get him on the way up to Stewart. He's into 2nd place, and now it's a straight fight between Belford and Steiner. I do not believe what I'm seeing.
Well, we know that Cory Steiner's got bags of quality, and he's showing it here. He's up to 2nd, P9 to 2nd by half the way round the first lap. Is he going to grab the lead by the end of the first lap? Who knows? That's Bailey Stewart-Campbell picked out, 3rd on track, 4th in the championship. But what a great start by Cory Steiner. He's going alongside Belford. Is he going to get the lead? Oh, not quite, but close. And I tell you what, I want to pick out there, Jake, as well, the 808 bike of Mason Johnson. Mason Johnson is back. 4th place. He was 3rd in the earlier race 1 as well. So what a great return to form from Mason Johnson. He's been lacking confidence since his crash at Landau. The very first time we got the cameras out, there he is on the 808 bike. I like the numbers, Jake, by the way. Big numbers, can't miss them. On the lean green machine in 4th place. He won the first 2 races of the season in 2015 in Minimoto Rookies. Had the crash when we brought the cameras out, turned the bike over. Remember those epic pictures, those of you that follow the championship. And he seemed to lose confidence. For the last few years he's lacked confidence. But look at this. I love this, to see Mason Johnson back in MiniGP50 where he belongs at the front of the field, battling for a podium.
And that's a brand now, isn't it? 808. You can keep that with him forever and ever. That's unique to Mason Johnson. So that's something that he can carry as he develops as a rider. Great to see him up in the top end of the grid once again. These five breaking away. It's Belford from Steiner, Bailey Stewart Campbell in third, in front of Mason Johnson and Finn Smart in fifth position. They have broken clear of the rest of the field. There's Finn Smart on the 14 as he rides on out of Iredale's. And now it's side by side for the lead. That's Steiner going through. Steiner is through and takes the lead. I'll tell you what, Formula One fans go on and on and on forever and a day about Ayrton Senna's Donington lap 93 when he went from 5th to 1st in one lap. Cory Steiner has just shown what real motor racing talent can do. 9th to 4th in one corner and then 9th to 2nd in one lap, and now leads as Holly Harris chops across the nose of Thomas Gomez there. So Gomez has to hang back. Holly Harris, great to see her confidence building as well, as that is the 44 of James Cooke in there as well. They ride on through. That's Harris, the 98, Cooke, then it's the 92 of Elliot Crosby, and they all ride through together. Amazing stuff here in the final round.
And Sean Abel just going through on the back of that little group there. So there is Cory Steiner. Now, interestingly enough, if this was another form of motorsport, karting I'm thinking, he would not be clearing off in the distance. He would basically get in front of the man in second place and then back that man up into the pack behind, because second place for Belford is no good for Cory Steiner. He needs to win the race and hope that Belford is 5th or worse. But look at this, Mason Johnson having a look up the inside. Can't quite get it done into the left-hander at Sunny Bend.
For me, that is the man who can really make things happen in this championship fight for the vice championship. In second position, that battle between Belford and Steiner. The man to watch is Mason Johnson. If he can get a move here on Bailey Stewart Campbell or force Bailey Stewart's hand to get him to go quicker, they can start to close up on Belford. And who are they bringing with them for the party? Finn Smart. Now, if all three of them start to get into Evan Belford, and Belford by some stroke of fate ends up at the back of the queue by the end of the race in 5th position, then that will be enough for Cory Steiner to be the runner-up in 2017. Look at Steiner, he's disappeared out into the distance. He's checked out. Second place Belford trying desperately to catch up with him again and not lose time to these three: Stewart Campbell, Johnson and Finn Smart. This is going to be a really interesting battle.
Great battle this one. Bailey Stewart Campbell had some great results this year in the MiniGP50. This is the best we've seen from Mason Johnson. Oh, what a sickener for Finn Smart down in Sunny Bend. That's his race over. That's his 2017 season finish. You just see Emmanuel Brinton going through there.
And I think what that means as well, with Finn Smart going down, that almost guarantees Evan Belford second in the championship, because the next man is a long, long way back. He wouldn't drop to 5th. Look, that was because Johnson had to back out of the move on Bailey Stewart Campbell. Yeah. He got on the brakes. Finn Smart suddenly reacted. He slammed on the brakes himself, and the front end just washed away on the low side.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, nothing much that Finn could do there. Looking down the inside of Bailey Stewart Campbell is Mason Johnson. He definitely wants that 3rd place on the podium in this televised race. He was 3rd earlier in race 1, but of course the cameras only come out for the last race of the weekend. That is Evan Belford. He's got enough of a lead over this battle for 3rd and 4th to be comfortable. Here comes Johnson.
He's going to go on the inside and he forces him to the damp patch. He has to back out of it. Mason Johnson goes through.
Mason Johnson's back, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds so good, I'm going to say it again. Mason Johnson is back. 3rd place. Fantastic.
The 808 is looking for his 2nd straight podium and, of course, of the weekend. He's been really strong around here at Rowrah. That's Abel making a place. Thomas Gomez is still there in behind Holly Harris, but Abel makes the move there on James Cooke to move up another position. Good battles. Elliot Crosby struggling to hang on to them on the back of it, but there is Mason Johnson running beautifully now in 3rd position, trying to give chase to Evan Belford. But with Finn Smart out of the race, even if he gets him and Bailey Stewart Campbell gets him, Cory Steiner will win, but he won't get second in the rider standings. That will remain with Evan Belford.
I'm really, really chuffed for Mason Johnson, Jake. He suffered, I think, with confidence over the last couple of seasons since that crash in the very, very first televised race of the FAB series as it was in 2015. and it sort of it seemed to have affected him for a couple of seasons. But here on the bigger bikes, by the way, as Thomas Gomez goes down the inside of Holly Harris, that's a cracking move. Cooke looks for the move as well, but can't quite get past Holly in the left-hander at Sunny Bend. He may come round the outside though. No, can't quite make the move. But going back to what I was saying about Mason Johnson, I'm absolutely chuffed for him as Cooke does make the move down the inside. Does he? No.
Oh,
Holly,
good defensive riding from Holly Harris.
Holly cuts his nose off going into the chicane. So anyway, going back to what I was saying about Mason Johnson, delighted for him. It's great to see him back on form.
Absolutely. You always get to see these riders doing the best they can in this particular championship, and Mason Johnson is one of those, as these two still battle away. Harris versus Cooke, and Abel might get a place here. He does, but yeah, absolutely. It's great to see Mason Johnson really picking up the pieces and starting to build in stature and confidence. There's your race leader, Cory Steiner, a long way out in front of Finn Smart, who he's just lapped, actually. Of course, Finn Smart went down. He's rejoined the race, but he's now a lap down. Belford is being caught by Mason Johnson, who's absolutely on it. Look at Cooke there, round the outside and the way in, and finishes the move there at Sunny. Brilliant move there from Cooke as he gets past Holly Harris. Harris is coming back round the outside. Great to see Holly Harris really getting her teeth into the battle here. She is one of the most impressive young female riders I think I've seen in the last decade. Her rate of progression has been staggering, and even though James Cooke has got away a few races ago, never mind a couple of seasons ago, Holly Harris would have surrendered that and just let him go. No, she fought for that back, and it's great to see her gaining some confidence as Jaden Toomer now makes the move on Elliot Crosby. Crosby trying to come back in the final turn, but Jaden Toomer has him nailed.
You're right about Holly Harris, Jake. Really impressed with how Holly has improved this season. That's Elliot Crosby picked out. There's Cory Steiner, the race leader. Belford should be next in the shot. There he is, has a look over his shoulder. And Mason Johnson's not settling for third place, boys. I want second in this one, says Mason, and he's right on it.
He's absolutely chomping away at that gap, isn't he? Now, this is going to be interesting because we've got Elliot Crosby, who has managed to read past Jaden Toomer. They are going to be caught by the race leader, Cory Steiner, so the traffic is going to come into play. We have to wait a few seconds. There's Belford, and there's Johnson. So Johnson is absolutely monstering that gap at the moment as he tries to charge forward. So down they come again to Stewart. He's going to gain a little bit more time under braking. He's really good on the brakes round here is Mason Johnson, and he's very good at getting back on the throttle in good time. I'm not sure Belford is going to be able to handle second position for long at this rate. Johnson is absolutely in his element at the moment as Cory Steiner goes round the outside of Jaden Toomer, and he will pick up the pieces on Crosby on the way out. But these two, they're battling, and so are the two up the road. This could be where Johnson could make the jump.
Evan Belford has a look over his shoulder. He may take a view here and think, you know what, I don't like the fact that you're this close. You could take me off and cost me the vice champion spot. So if he does go alongside Mason Johnson, this is the dynamic going on. Mason's got to understand that he can't afford to go off. So if I throw one up the inside, he really should just let me through. That's the theory anyway, Jake. But and Belford may... Well, Belford will certainly know that. He doesn't want to end up on the floor and lose second place in the championship. So if Mason Johnson gets a bit spicy in the back end of this race, he may just let him past.
Yeah, you say that, but he's a motorcycle racer.
Yeah, they're all racers. They don't like to lose a position, and they got traffic in the way here as well. This is going to play its part.
Oh, this is the determining factor. He gets a little bit delayed there by Jaden Toomer. Not that Toomer did anything wrong. It's just the natural ebb and flow of the corner. Johnson's definitely gained time as he goes round the outside of him. Now they're going to have to do the same thing with Elliot Crosby. They're going to need to catch him in a good place here in this chicane. He's been held up as they go into the last lap. Johnson storming all over the back of him now. Surely he's got to try and make the move somewhere, but he's got to do it in a place where he's comfortable. He's going to go down the inside here, surely. No, he has to back out of it, but he gets good throttle off the turn. Cory Steiner, fastest lap further up the road. No surprises there. Johnson's going to have another go into Iredale's. He wants a good exit speed. That's not bad at all from Johnson. Belford still being defensive. I think you're absolutely right, Alan. If he's going to surrender it, he's going to just give him the place. But that man out in front, Cory Steiner, has done everything he needs to get second in the championship. It's out of his hands now. It's all down to these guys. But it's a brilliant victory out front from Cory Steiner. But who will get second? Here is the man who's done everything he needs to do. Foot in the air. Thank you very much. That was the win I needed. But is it enough for second? No, it's not. Belford's going to come through. Johnson will nearly beat him. And he's so frustrated.
I like that.
That's brilliant.
I like that. He's had his best performance this weekend for a couple of seasons, but he's still not happy. I like that. I really do.
I could see him getting a collection of victories next year with that kind of pace. Absolutely brilliant from Mason Johnson, and great to see him turn the developmental corner in front of our very eyes. But it's a victory for Cory Steiner in front of Evan Belford, and that means that Evan Belford is the vice champion behind Casey O'Gorman for 2017. Mason Johnson comes home in third position in front of Bailey Stewart Campbell. Quietly, but in fifth position, Emmanuel Brinton rounds out the top 5.
Let's not forget, of course, that Casey O'Gorman is the champion. Not here this weekend, but we should pay tribute to his form this year. It has been exceptional.